YouTubers, it's Kat from an Itty Bitty Homestead, and today I am going to bring you a test, and this is for Marta. I would do some more pint-size pinto beans on my countertop on my Iwatani butane stovetop, okay? So let me get you turned around, and we will get started on our test. This is for you, Marta. So to make this a legit test, I'm going to take out the butane that I've been using. Well, I used once when I tested this. But I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to show you that I'm taking out a brand new one in the package. Take the lid off. And then I'm going to load it in here. Okay. So I'm not going to activate it or anything yet. All right, now let me go get my beans all ready, and we will be back. I'll be back. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon. Remember to use plastic with glass. 1/4 teaspoon of canning pickling salt. Now, this is optional. It does not do anything for the canning, but it does give the beans some added flavor. And if you know that you've put salt in, then whatever recipe you're using, you know, you could use a lot less salt or use no additional salt at all. That's entirely up to you. Okay, now, salt's in. Now I'm going to do my 1/2 cup of pinto beans per jar. And then I'm using, I've got my lid soaking in hot water with a little bit of vinegar. And I've got the water over there, and I just added some cold water to it because everything here is going to be cold. My canner is ready to go. I just got to add whatever vinegar is left over from wiping these rims. Okay, those look about even. All right. Man, that hardly puts a dent. All right, now we're going to add our, no, I probably don't need that funnel. Add our water to the 1-inch headspace. And then I'm going to come back and debubble. And then add more water accordingly if the debubbling lowers it too much. I'm going to need more water. Okay, I'm going to need more water for the rest of those, so let me go ahead and debubble. I think I'm going to like canning just plain pinto beans is so that I can just add these to other things. I'm going to guess they're pretty much cooked. You know, the 10 minutes of heating up. Oops, there's water in there. Oh, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. So, well, off camera, I just went ahead and finished filling the jars with water, and I debubbled all of them again. And yes, I did not rinse or sort my beans. I never find anything bad. When I do, these beans that I buy are already triple rinsed. You know, and I kind of look at them when they're going in as I'm pouring them in. If I see one that's really obvious, I think out of the last 12-pound bag, I think I found 4 beans that just looked funny. There was probably nothing wrong with them. They just looked funny, and I felt like I needed to find a bean. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'm going to put our hot lids on. And I'll come back with the rings, which I don't heat up. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't realize my kettle was on. Start to boil what little water I had in there. I love that kettle, by the way. I have two of them. I have a backup just in case. When it was a flash deal, I bought a second one. I love it because it brings the water to a boil and then shuts off. Perfect. I can't say that I always remember. All right, now we're going to put our rings on, finger tight. All right, I'll finish putting these rings on and we'll be back over at the canner. Okay, here's the canner. I've got my required 3 quarts of water in there. Here's my leftover vinegar. And if you're new to canning, that is just so the outside of your jars don't get all cloudy, okay? I am going to go ahead and turn this on. See if I can move you around without moving you too much. Here we go. So I'm going to engage the canister. And hopefully this works the first time. Here we go. Now I already know from my first test of this thing that it runs hot. So I may not have to leave it on high to get it up to boiling, but we'll see. But for right this minute, I'm just going to let it start warming up the water. And I'm going to bring the cans over and fill this up, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, I really quickly did 2 more jars off camera just because I wanted a full canner. So this is already starting to get hot. And now I'm going to put my lid on. And you know the drill, right? You make sure you can see through the little blowhole. You make sure that this works. And you make sure that this can pop up and down freely. Now, this is on a Presto canner, okay? And just so you know, I Vaselined the gasket. I had this all put away for, I was going to have it away for a couple weeks until I found something else to can. Now, and I take it back. You cannot possibly do quarts on 1 butane tank because the quarts alone take 90 minutes. If you're doing beans or meat or something, which everything in your freezer is probably going to be meat. Because of that 10 minutes, I think. Now, this is all my opinion, so I don't think quarts would work. Pints, yes, and we're going to find out. So, all right. Slowly turn this up a little bit more. There we go. All right, so I will bring you back when this is got a full head of steam going. Okay, not sure if you can see it, but there's our steam just starting. So I'm going to let it get a little more intense. There we go. You see it? Okay, I can see it through the camera lens, or the phone lens, so we'll see. Okay, it's got to be a steady steam like that. See it coming? It's like half a second away, I think. You know, it's hot if I put my hand over it. Almost there, okay. I misspoke once again. It's more than half a second. Okay. Hey, Google, set timer 10 minutes. All right. We'll be back when this is done and I'm ready to take them out of the canner. or if we run out of fuel. But I'm going to go get the can that's I've already been using and keep that in the vicinity of this, not very close to it, but close enough for me to grab it. And the minute that this starts, if this canister runs out, I'm going to try and swap it really fast without losing pressure. Okay, so fingers crossed this one canister does the trick. All right, we'll see. Let the testing begin. Just want to show you one more time about a steady stream. Steady steam. A steady stream of steam. Ooh, say that 3 times. Fast or even slow. Because I could barely spit it out once. Slow. Let's see. You see it? Yeah, you don't want to get hit with that spit and water, man. All right, there you go. Anyway, all right. See you when we're all done if I don't run out of gas first. Since this is a test of this thing, I wanted to show you I don't have it on high. I'm like the next little color section under, almost to the, right in between the second to the last and the third to the last. Okay, and that's, there we go. All right, I swear I'm not going to pop back again now until the very end. Pop it in again. I know, I said I wouldn't, but I wanted to show you. I have moved this down to simmer, and that's my sweet spot. Oh, you can't see it. Dang it. Hold on. There we go. Let's see if that helps. Well, let me try turning on a light. Okay, you can kind of see it now. There you go. Okay, so for my altitude, my number is 10 or 11. Okay, 11 on the gauge, 10 with that wobbling. So, sorry. It was creeping up when I had it a little higher, so I've just been, over the last 5 minutes or so, just been creeping the temperature down, the control. So it did its 10 minutes right here, and then I've slowly been creeping it down over the last 5-10 minutes. So it's been on the simmer line for 5 minutes now, and the gauge has come down to 11, which is perfect. Just perfect. You could even go to 10 and it'd still be perfect, but I like 11, and that's where it's at. Okay, and there's my little thing. Now, this is not the weight that came with this canner. The weight that came with this canner is a 15-pound weight, and it never moved. I purchased this on Amazon, and I can put a link if you have this same Presto canner. This is the 16 quart for this one, and this one's adjustable. It comes with 2 weights, like the big one right here, and I took one off to make this 10 pounds, so that I have my 10-pound weight. And I like it much better. I don't have to stand here and babysit this like I did with the other weight, because it never wobbled, so I couldn't listen to anything. So this one, as long as I'm hearing it jiggling like this, I just come and check on it maybe every 10 minutes or so. I mean, I do check on it. I mean, you never want to leave your canner going unattended. So I do come in and check on about every 10 minutes and just make sure the needle hasn't moved. Because it's not fun when you ignore your canner and something happens and that needle drops below, you have to start over. And whatever you're canning, well, let's just say, depending on when you have to start over, really gets cooked to beyond recognition. And ask me how I know. I did it. I had 10 minutes left, and I realized my gauge was not on 10. It was below 10. And I have no idea for how long, because I got busy watching a movie. I tuned this out, and I had to start over, reset the timer, and start it over. And the contents, which I believe was chicken, was cooked pretty much to mush. So anyway, it was a fail on my part. So there you go. All right, just wanted to let you know though, if you get an Iwatani butane stovetop, this is where you're going to save on butane, because to keep this going for 75 minutes, it's on simmer. I can't imagine it's using much butane at all. So, all right, we'll be back when it's done, I swear. Okay, guys and dolls, fail. It ran out. I have just under 6 minutes left. I was watching TV, and I noticed that my jiggle wasn't jiggling. Now, it did not, because I was like right there in the room, it did not, it did not drop pressure, just stopped jiggling. I mean, I caught it instantaneously. So, and I had actually adjusted this to just below simmer, like the notch right below simmer, and it held 11 pounds steadily. So, Marta, this is a fail. It did not last 90 minutes. It lasted, well, I mean, maybe it did last 90 minutes, but it didn't go through the whole canning process for beans. So it was 5 minutes shy of a complete and thorough canning process. Just under 6 minutes. Okay, so that's good to know that, you know, when you're using canisters and you have, you know, you're going to switch to a new one for something, save the partially empty ones if there's anything left in them, because just like this, you can throw it on and hopefully there's enough gas in there to finish the last 5 minutes. If not, if you have a bunch of them, you just stand right here and you wait 5 minutes and you just keep changing them out really fast. So, yeah. As long as your canner doesn't drop below pressure, I'm assuming it's fine. Okay, that's it. Let you know. Wah, wah, wah. This butane stovetop, the canisters do not hold enough, and I don't believe they make bigger canisters. So, I mean, I know they wouldn't fit in this unit, and they wouldn't fit in the one that was being talked about on Sutton Days Friends. There you go. Done deal. All right. Thanks for watching. If you like these kind of videos and would like to see more myths put to rest, see if all claims are true, let me know. And I will just keep cranking these out if I can. If I have the equipment, I will continue to test it. All right, this is good enough. Not impossible to can during a situation where you have no electricity. And if you don't have a gas stove, then you can do this. I would also say, maybe unless it's winter, do this outside, because this is really hot. My kitchen is boiling hot. So I don't want to turn on the air conditioning because I don't want to, you know, change the temperature in here. So, I'll be glad when this is done. But it is good to know that in a pinch and with more than one butane canister and paying attention, you can do canning. All right. See y'all soon. Bye.